Hi everyone, welcome to the Matrix Oracle. My name is Audrey. I am here for presenting the forecast. So Astro forecast June 6th and 7th, 2023. So, I don't know about you guys, but downloads are hot. Information streaming, hot. Okay, so some of you, if this week you have, your sleep patterns that are interrupted, there are a lot of new downloads for everyone, new spiritual waves of awakening, so new awareness that is coming through. So, those aha breakthrough moments, but they don't always start with the light bulb. They're more like, lost in the dark, and then maybe there's light there. Oh. Hi, Melissa. Yes. So, I literally, I was up all night. I literally had to take notes because it's a lot. Okay. And it's a lot of important energies. What's going on in the cosmic dance? Okay. As we know, and if you don't know, looking for the flashlight. Okay, you guys, I'm working on something, okay, all night. This is what I'm actually channeling. I'm channeling a healing frequency that you can fall asleep at night and freaking activate the subconscious mind and bring the light from within. Because that's the problem that I was seeing with the process of spiritual awakening, is that it felt unnatural when the light source coming to the places of, dark and shadows, it felt like it was coming from outside. So I was guided to develop something that would activate the inner light. So when you activate your inner light in the places that you're not aware of, it felt like a much softer light. And then when it felt comfortable, I could increase it. So definitely I'm working on something for the YouTube channel. Some of you, I do a little bit of music, rebrain wiring and things like that. But definitely I'm going to add to this a specific workshop, because there are ways to just work through those energies at night. But there are also ways where you can, I like the sound of that. I am hoping everybody's going to enjoy it, because literally I was rehearsing the whole thing all night with the music. And I'm like, can I just fall asleep? It's like, no, you got to test it on yourself. So there's a version where you can fall asleep and just let the subconscious process with certain scale of frequency that triggers the subconscious layers in brain waves, okay? And then I'm going to add some subliminals that are activating the inner light. So that means more of, some of you may know Jindan, or that light from the navel, that source. Okay, so your connection to source and activating that center so you can start through sleep. Okay, because sometimes it's hard to look inside, okay? So through sleep, we can look inside. And for the ones that are going to Gertie here to keep calm, yeah, I know. And you'll understand once we start talking about this, that it's intense, because it's calling everyone, flashlight, people, flashlight. No, don't look for flashlight outside, the light inside. The light inside. Oh. Where's the button? How do I freaking put this thing on? Okay, so that's something that is being triggered, okay, by this quincunx between Mars and Saturn. Okay, so when I was looking, because I was like, okay, yeah, I feel this, but I need more detail. So the patterns of this Mars in this specific degree and placement of Leo, okay, will trigger a lot of energy. I was like, oh, that's why I was up all night. Okay, lots of energy towards activating anything that's misaligned, especially when it's triggered and in cahoot with Saturn. Okay, so it's kind of like the mischief here. They're like, ooh, we're gonna play some fun games. Like crank up the energy because we want to teach everyone, okay, action, reaction, impact. When you do something, this is what happens, okay? And some of the shadow aspect of those placements are very much about any people-pleasing habits, as well as any type of addictive habits and compulsions. I was like, of course, that sounds like a great topic. But I felt very blessed when I was working with those energies on myself, because while I was practicing what I'm going to be releasing hopefully today, because I'm getting the kind of like emergency, all right, we need this, hello. I'm like, okay, I'm only one person. I was practicing also some self-healing Reiki on myself, which is something that I would like to do in a workshop so I can help you spark your healing powers. Because if healers have told you in the past that you need to have specific abilities to be a healer, that's actually a distortion of that placement in Saturn. So some of you, if you've been depending on someone, some treatment, some medicine, substance, this is going to be highlighted, okay? So it was very interesting when I was working with the frequency, okay, and doing this Reiki thing that I will teach you how to do and activate, okay, so you can do it for yourself. I was literally shocked, because what it does, the same way, like, you know, like the best medicine your body knows is your own light. Any other light is foreign. That doesn't mean you can't intermingle, but the best and highest medicine for every layer of being is your own. So this is something that we got Reiki Jules that just joined. How did you know? So this is about activating some of the energy patterns in the body, some crystal grids, some new crystal, you know, grid and matrix, new energy lines of power. And what I was shocked to discover is that when I started the activation and asking my subconscious mind to reveal to me what was unorganic to my being, you know, what was the pain telling me? And literally what it was doing, it was showing me the stored memories in my body. So something as simple as that. Okay, 2 days ago, my man tells me, oh, I think I have a, you know, tennis elbow. And I'm like, oh no, how do you... Me worrying about his tennis elbow while I started doing some clearing and Reiki on myself, I was in pain. So I asked him, hey, how's your elbow? It's fine. Fine for you. So that's an awareness I want you all to have, okay, is that when you put your compassion in this way, I was more even worried, okay? Worried he hurt himself. When you go to that extent of care, I was literally attaching a layer of that imprint of pain, worry, concern on me. So I went on all night, and you guys, like what I... Like kind of like imagine that all the moments in your life where you just went, hey! Something scared you, or you went tensed. It was all here. Oh boy. Now you understand why I was up all night. Because I was like seeing how my vehicle energy grid was literally choked up, that it didn't matter how many times I was doing Kundalini activation and working with my chakras and doing the song and the singing, the grid was by so many memories that were in different places of my body. And what was interesting is that the frequency was helping me ask and have communication with my shadow, with my subconscious, and say, okay, what is that? Where does it come from? So some of you, it's going to be, especially my empaths, okay? It's going to be a lot of relief. And some of the things that I've noticed when I see people under a certain habit that's compulsive, whether it's an addiction or something you just have to do, whatever, there's a shift in the energy grid, almost like as if your body shapeshifts into something else, okay? So it's almost as if you can create, and I wouldn't say another personality, I'm not gonna go as far as an entity, even though if you rehearse the energy a lot, the character a lot, the habit a lot, you will create a whole different being that can just like all of a sudden just, okay? So I was shown a lot of those patterns. I was like, this is freaky. Not in the best freaky way, okay? I'm gonna read a little bit, you guys. Okay, some of you are like sharing some interesting stuff. Yes, my father is in the hospital. He has a pain on his side and I meditate on it and felt his pain. Yeah, so what you do when you have, you know, people you love that are hurting or are going through a phase where, you know, it's difficult for them to get out of a certain state, you send prayers. So watch that you're not sending, like I was doing with my boyfriend, worry, concern, what are we gonna do? I didn't say it out loud, but I was feeling it. So you have to really send a serene energy because that's you in alignment with your source, okay? That's you having the confidence in the healing capacities in everyone and in yourself and transferring through prayers, through energy, you know, sending energy to someone else, okay? But you, in order to have the highest currency value of that energy, you need to make sure that you're not sending different vibrational emotions that are not in alignment with higher faith, higher healing, higher wisdom, higher love, and things like that, okay? Let me see you guys. Thank you so much for the comments. Okay, we're going to talk about something that is protecting us, okay? So we have here this energy, a quincunx, Mars to Saturn. Saturn teaching us impact, teaching us how to be mindful, because she ain't joking, okay? If we're thinking about Bast or Sekhmet, this is the energy almost as a judge. There's no compromising. This leads you to this. If you haven't learned this yet, repeat again, please. Okay, so this is kind of like an intense energy, and if you're feeling frazzled and fried and it's a little bit intense emotionally, this is what is being triggered. People pleasing, compulsions, things that you have to kind of slow down, the patterns you have to slow down in yourself so you can observe them, you can understand them, and you can decide whether you want to keep going or not. Usually, if they don't feel good when they're triggered, they're usually things we want to end. Just saying, okay? Free will, people, free will, okay? So, so now we have a lovely combination here with the moon and Pluto. Moon here triggering more healing, more realignment, especially feminine, masculine, because this placement of Pluto that is teaching us power, okay, wants to make sure that you are aware of your power. So right now the energies are really kind of like more inward. And yes, you know, whatever chaos you're going through inside of yourself may ripple out, because obviously we are all very sensitive to energies. Hi, Jules. Okay, so so here we have the ending of Neptune that is in a very flowy alignment with Venus. Okay, so this placement of Venus brings spiritual wisdom. It brings you a lot of attention towards energy work. So I'm telling you, you guys, you don't have to be a healer, a light worker, someone that understands how to do energy work. Your hands have chakras, have energy, okay? This is why touching someone feels so good. When someone touches you, it feels so good, so comforting. So instead of putting your hands on someone else, and actually, if you want to work energy, you're not supposed to touch, okay? So you're going to want to work with the energy. So if you're feeling any type of pain in your body, today, the next day, this energy is a little bit lingering, sorry. But in the sense, not sorry, because you cannot embody and give the space of the highest version of yourself and everything that you want with that crapolo inside you. Okay, so some of you, this is a theme this week. We already had that full moon in Sagittarius that was very much about triggering soul medicine, was going to give information about what you need at a soul level to heal. And the following week, we are getting more and more information, because this is a story. This is a dance. If you're showing up every day, you will see this is a story. Yes, we are removing all labels. Certificate licenses are not required. You know what? I was laughing this morning because I was like, some people forget to share their birth time when they want their birth chart read. And I'm like, who else asks for birth chart? Ah, the law. And you're an astrologer. I'm like, oh, hello. So this is a little joke, but really what we have here, a little bit of protection for us to really end. So some of you, if you do not know, this is a sacred geometry, more like a little hat, okay? This is here, that blue line, those blue lines. And they're about making sure we get the lessons of power where we feel disempowered, where in our relationships, in our habits, in what we believe, what we stand for, okay? And also here, we have a little bit of challenge. Thank you so much, you guys. You have a little bit of challenge with, are you enjoying the ride? And I'm like, I'm reading this and I'm like tapping into this energy. I'm like, well, it depends on what perspective I'm looking at this, okay? So obviously, you know, there's many ways to look at this process. And here, you know, the fact that if you understand this is a process that is going to lead you to many desired outcomes, desires from you, okay? The universe is trying to answer your prayers, answer your requests. But if you don't have the proper vessel to receive what you're asking for, ain't gonna get it. Ain't gonna manifest. So some of you guys, okay, you can mental power through whatever you try. But remember, your mind is connected to the whole body. And that means that if you're putting your mind, okay, and focusing, where does the energy come from? It comes from the brain, all the electricity, the muscles and everything. But if you want to be super powerful, you have a much higher source of power. Higher power. And this one does not come from the mind. It needs the heart. It needs everything in alignment. So you can receive the flow, so you can receive the energy, so you can receive the knowledge, the understanding, and everything. So this is what we're learning, okay? Some of you, you might be new to astrology. I speak astrology very differently because to me, astrology, if I can't use it for my daily process of feeling good, okay, making sure that I'm high on energy because I love when I'm joyful. I love that state. This is why I use it. So it's got to speak. It's got to speak to me. So this is what we're invited. And what is interesting is that in this process, the sun is saying, stay sovereign. And what does that mean when you're doing so much energy work? Stay sovereign in your connection to source. Make sure that you understand that your connection to source is solely yours. This is your sole, owner of that connection. So that means that when you're fragmented in different directions, whether it's through people, whether you're fragmented because of trauma fragments. And what does that mean, fragments? This is what I was telling you when I was doing the healing on myself. I literally felt that in many body parts, okay, and sometimes in the same places, all I could feel, it was my body was like this. Okay, well, I know why. I had many accidents. I had a lot of trauma. And but I never had seen that they were stored in a way that was making the energy in my body have a harder time to flow. So imagine like a river with a stream, and I'm calling higher power, and I'm like, ooh. All right, let me receive. And I'm more like, but it doesn't show from the outside. But internally, etherically, the grid, the matrix that I was feeling, which I was dissolving. So it was very beautiful, the process of doing this work, because it felt like I was bringing space. And that's what my body wanted. My body was like, you want new energy? You want new awareness? You want new knowledge? You want all these crunchy things that you can experience in life? We gotta get rid of all this. And not like forget about it, because this is going to be stored in your library of books of experience. This is very precious, all those experiences. Do you want to reread this? Do you want to relive this? Not necessarily. So, are you enjoying the ride? Understanding that you're literally building up your library of experience, of knowledge. Every time you go through a life or every time you go through an experience, you're writing a chapter in the vibration of this universe. Yup. Everything is recorded. All right, you guys. So this is what we have. So some of you, if you feel the call, I am offering a galactic reading because I'm receiving all this information super strong, and all of you, it might feel even stronger because we have, I didn't put it, but the galactic center around here that is right now square Neptune. And that means that you're not going anywhere with your old energy. It's almost like from 23 to 25, okay, those 2 years, energetically, if you're not evolving, you're out. I don't make the rules, you guys. I don't make the rules. I feel them because I'm being requested this and I feel it. And you can go on other astrology websites or places, YouTube or whatever. This energy, the galactic center, is new source of information from science, supposedly the place where the Big Bang happened. So the source, the void, everything comes from there. So if you're going to ask for something that you have never received, a life that you never walked, a life that you so want to manifest, it comes from there. But right now, because it's forming a square, which makes it a condition in balance. And the balance that it asks of everyone is proper ending. So some of you is going to be ending of your grief, sorrow, anger, some compulsions, addictions. I mean, we got time. We got 2 years, a year and a half. I mean, okay. I mean, I don't know about you, but let's get it done. All right, you guys, this is what I have for today, tomorrow, okay, 6 and 7. 7th is kind of just moving a little bit, that moon here, which is all about like activating more of you putting the pieces together, okay? So there's a lot of trigger, a lot of energy that is coming through for you to get that inner flashlight to be activated so you can look yourself into your own darkness. Don't wait for other people to freaking put their light on your dark, okay? You can do that yourself. That's why some of you are like scared of the process. And I was too. It's because nobody teaches us that we can prevent all those clashes of contrasted experience by doing this work for ourselves, okay? So kind of like preventive. Preventive astrology, esoteric medicine, okay? So that's what we have. Thank you so much for being here. Sending much love and light to everyone. Thank you, Nikki. Bye.